Oh my gosh, y'all. So I create a metric, like poop ton of content every single week, month, year, whatever. And I've been doing it for a long darn time. And the cool part about having done it for a long darn time is that I have systems in place and processes in place, and I've made it really freaking easy. So I want to share how I kind of streamline my content process, how I do it all, where I manage it all the things. Hello, what's up? If you're new here, my name's Jessica. I'm pumped that you're here, and I'm excited that you want to make a ton of content because content is king. Content is cash. All the things. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't know how the dudes hold their cameras all the time. Like I can vlog for a minute, but then I'm like, oh, my shoulder's so tired. And I like workout. I have very muscly shoulders, and still, it's a little too much for me. Is this sweater giving Beetlejuice? I feel like it doesn't in person, but on camera, we may be a little Beetlejuicy. All right, so I do have one disclaimer, one disclaimer for this video, and that is that I have a team. I have 2 full-time employees, and honestly, I have had a team helping me create content in some way, shape, or form since the inception of my content creation process. So I started creating like blog posts and things like that back in like 2014, 2015, and I didn't have any help then. But as soon as I started doing a podcast, as soon as I started doing YouTube, I did have help. Now, it wasn't a ton of help. Like, it wasn't like I had like a full-time employee. I had a VA that I paid like $10 an hour for 4 hours a week to help me edit my podcast and write blog posts that came from my YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I do want to explain that. Right now I have, again, 2 full-time employees. They do a lot of the like after work to my content. So I'm still planning all my content, scripting all my content, what little scripting I do, and I'll show you that. And then I'm still like uploading my YouTube videos. I still upload my own Instagram posts, but after they're on YouTube, they make like the GIFs that we share on the community tab or the posts that go on stories to promote the video or the podcast episode. They also edit the podcast episode and get it up, things like that. So they're doing a lot of like post-production, and then I do have an editing team that edits most of my videos, not all of them, but most of them. But I did not have any of that for a very long time. I had a little bit of help here and there with like editing the podcast, getting it up, or again, like I said, I would do the entire YouTube video and then someone would come in and write a blog post from it. So I haven't always had all of this help. I edited my own videos for a very long time. And then when I started hiring out editing my videos, I was hiring them out to people who were just learning, and I wasn't paying a ton of money to do that. So that helped a ton too. But I don't want to go into this with you thinking like, oh, well, she has a team, da da da. I'm going to tell you like how my team does it versus how I would do it if I was a solopreneur throughout this entire thing. Okay? Okay, so listen. Even as someone who has a team, has editors, has employees, could get another contractor, like whatever I need to do. Even as someone like that, I only focus on one platform at a time. And if you are a solopreneur, you should only be trying to grow on one platform at a time. And honestly, since 2016, that platform for me has been YouTube. Like, yeah, I'll take stints where I'm doing the thing that Instagram wants me to do and I'm trying it out, or TikTok wants me to do and I'm trying it out. But for the most part, literally since 2016, YouTube has been my one platform. And the reason behind that is because it converts the highest. It pays me the most when it comes to like actually creating the content, but also getting link clicks to affiliates, to my courses, to all the things. And it also has the longest shelf life, and so for me has the highest ROI because of all of those things. So YouTube is my one platform, and I would highly, 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 highly suggest that you only focus on one platform. I'm going to talk to you about my whole content structure, and I do have multiple platforms, but the focus is one platform. And the only reason I have multiple platforms is because I have a team. If I didn't, I would not do that. I would only have one platform, and I might like share that content to another platform, super easily. And I feel like this might be a good place to say that like I teach something called the rule of one. And basically that is one niche, one platform, and one offer. And if you're really trying to grow fast in your business and you're wanting to grow fast in a way where like you're doing like a one-to-many offer, like, courses or whatever, having one niche with one platform and one offer is going to pay you in major dividends, okay? And what's been really cool for me to see as someone who has been on the platform for a really long time, has been on YouTube for a really long time, and has always made it my like main platform, is there have recently been two, not one, but two that I know of, maybe more, but two that I'm friends with and know of, major Instagram teachers, major Instagram, gurus, if you will, who have come out and said, Instagram just didn't have the ROI and the flexibility and the things that I wanted like YouTube does. YouTube is my main focus. And that's Millie Adrian and Vanessa Lau. So Millie literally is not even on Instagram right now. She is taking a break from Instagram. She's all in on YouTube. Vanessa literally took an entire year off of everything, and in one of her videos back showed that YouTube kept making her money and kept gaining followers while Instagram massively declined in followers while she was gone, and there was no real way for Instagram to make her money. So the real point of this message is for me to tell you to have one platform. But I guess if I was really trying to peer pressure you into which platform, YouTube's a big deal, okay? YouTube's got it going on. All right, I'm gonna walk you through my actual content calendar in just a second, but I wanna say first that batching will save and change your life when it comes to content. I don't care if you're doing one platform, I don't care if you're doing 18 platforms, batching is going to save your life. And to be honest, your sanity. Now listen, there's definitely a too much batching situation that can happen. Absolutely. And I have gotten into that before where I batched 15 videos. Yeah, 15 in one day. And they were all 6 minutes or less, bing, bang, boom. And then I would send them to an editor, I would get them edited, and then I would have the content going up, but it wouldn't be converting, it wouldn't be getting views and all things because one, I was disconnected from it. Two, I just kind of batched it to get it done, and the topics were pretty irrelevant. And three, you have to be ready with content creation on any platform to be okay with changing or hopping on trends or, doing something different in case something comes along. You can't be so tied to your schedule that you can't I learned this new thing that I think everybody's gonna love. Let me do a video about that or whatever. But batching as a whole, spec-freaking-tacular. So today, I am batching 2 videos today, and I actually filmed another video earlier this week. So this week I have batched 3 videos. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to batch 3 podcast episodes. And these are things that I can do pretty easily. And the reason it's so helpful and so kind of life-changing is because now I've got 2 YouTube videos in the bank. They're sent to the editor. I've got one that I did earlier this week that's scheduled for next week. These 2 are sent to the editor. The editor will be editing those. And then I can film other videos while she's editing those and be ahead and not ever feel like I'm oh my gosh, I don't have a video or whatever the scenario is. What I have found is that we're busy people, and we're constantly doing things. I mean, this week has actually been pretty nice. I haven't had a ton of things I have to do in the middle of the day that take me away from work. All I've had all week really was yesterday I had to take a kid to an orthodontist appointment, but some weeks it's one goes to the dentist, one goes to the orthodontist, one goes to this thing, one goes to that thing. Oh, a kid's sick. That really throws a wrench in it. Oh, I need to go to the bank. I need to go do this thing. I have a meeting with so-and-so. And it really breaks up my days. And so there's times when I feel like I could go week to week with my content, but something comes up inevitably. And so I would highly recommend batching, even if it's just one, you're ahead one video, podcast, Instagram reel, whatever, just to kind of always have one in the pocket so you're not ever in that, oh my gosh. Because here's the thing, consistency is like the real key to growth. Like it just is. And on any platforms. And so if you're not being consistent because you're constantly running into hurdles and issues and you can't get your stuff done, then that's a problem. So if you can batch and not have that happen, then yay. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm just sitting here talking away. It's February, by the way, when I'm recording this. It's not quite March. And the bush that's right outside my window has leaves. It has buds. I'm so excited. I hate wintertime so much. Yay! All right, let me actually show you over here on my computer what the actual content calendar that I use looks like and how I structure it and how I do the things, because I think that'll be helpful to like visualize how it all works. I use ClickUp. You can literally use any system ever. I don't care. I personally use ClickUp. I love Notion. I think it's super cool and super fun. But the thoughts of changing my entire system in all things that we do over to Notion makes me want to vomit. So we're still in ClickUp for now. I do love ClickUp. If you want to try ClickUp, it's worth it. If you like the way this looks, I love it. And I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, so this is my actual YouTube content calendar in ClickUp. Like this is the calendar I literally have pulled up right now as I'm filming this video. So for instance, this right here is the video that I'm recording. So you can see here kind of how this looks. My podcast content calendar looks exactly the same. And I don't have a content calendar for Instagram because I'm not trying to grow over there. My Instagram grows because my YouTube grows. My Instagram grows because people find me on YouTube and then come find me over there because it's a place they can DM me and you really can't on YouTube. So I don't have a structured content strategy with Instagram. And I will throw up reels and I'll do posts and things like that, but they're really just kind of on a whim because I just don't care. Like that's not what I'm trying to do. I know that it is not my like highest rewarding platform, so I'm okay with that. But if I did, it would look exactly the same as what I'm showing you here. So if your platform is Instagram, like you can use these same strategies. All right, so first things first, you have to know when you're going to like create content. So for me on YouTube, my videos go live on Mondays, okay? So, and that's just what it is right now. I may change it in the future, like that's fine. But I know on Mondays, I need a YouTube video. If I go over here to my podcast content schedule, you'll be able to see that those are on Wednesdays, right? And so just knowing what day you're going to create content is the first step of this process. So then what I do is once a month, generally at kind of the end of the month for the month coming up, I will sit down and write out all of the topics that I want to do for that next month. So for a podcast, it's 4 to 5 episodes, so however many Wednesdays are in the month, and the same thing with YouTube, 4 to 5 YouTube videos. Now, depending on how far I get batched out or how far I need to record out, I might plan out further than a month, but for the most part, that's where I start. And so I just go through here and I'm like, let's say we're gonna plan out April. Okay, I know I need a video every Monday. So I'm going to just hit create task and kind of type out the titles that I think I want to do on each Monday. The way that I decide what I want to do is a lot of different ways actually. So what's doing well on my channel right now that I could do more of? What do I have coming up in the business that I could like create a YouTube video around to like promote? What is like new and upcoming and fun and exciting to me that I want to talk about? Have I tried anything new that's going to be awesome? And has somebody else done a video about something that did really well for them that I think I could do a similar video on or whatever? That's kind of how I come up with these topics. So I know my overarching like audience, right? And then under that I have content pillars. So my audience is entrepreneurs and business owners who want to be in like more of the passive income space. They don't want to be doing client work, none of that kind of stuff. They want to be more in the like courses, digital products, that kind of thing. So I have that audience, and under that, I teach them the actual like method to the madness, the digital products, the courses, the affiliate marketing, that kind of thing. So those are all pillars. And then I also teach them sales automation, so sales funnels, all that kind of stuff, and content creation and content strategies, because I teach like how to sell digital products, courses, affiliates, and all of that from your content. So that is kind of my pillars. So I will sometimes rotate through those pillars too if I can't really like, oh, what do I want to do? And I can't really find what I want to do. I might go through here and say, well, okay, I'm going to do one about digital products. I'm going to do one about affiliate marketing. I'm going to do one about content marketing. I'm going to do one about how to grow on YouTube, or whatever the scenario is, to help like spur some ideas and figure this all out. But most of the time I already know the topics, and I'm going back to my own channel to kind of see what's working, and going back to my own calendar as far as launches and things like that go to see what I need to do videos about. So I'll go through and I will like decide what the topic is, and I do that once a month. So that might be in an admin task on a random Thursday to plan out my videos for next month, right? Then the next thing that I do is I script them. Now, I don't script my videos. If you can't tell, I go off the cuff. I'm not a scripter, okay? And so I don't script my videos. But what I do is I bullet point and kind of make notes on what I want to hit and what I want the structure of the video to be and things like that. So for this video that you're watching, you can see what that looks like. Some of it's mumbo jumbo. Some of it like I just threw in, and then there's the structure of the video. So I want to talk about YouTube being the top of the funnel. I want to talk about Instagram and the reels and just how I do things when I want to. I want to talk about how I do have a team and how we focus on one platform and what my, content strategy is. And then here's the structure of the video. And this is basically how I script my videos, because again, I don't script. If you want to script, you can. I do not. I feel like I'm more of a robot if I script. So for me, my personality comes through a lot better when it's just bullet pointed and I'm kind of going off of that. So I'll have a day where I plan the videos, and, I'll take an hour or two, not very long, in like, an afternoon, and plan my videos. Then the next week, I will go through and script them. And so usually that's like a Monday morning. I'll go through and script all of the videos for the next month, and that way they're done. And then what I do is I pick one day a week to film and one day a week to record podcasts. Now I say that, but I'm going to say that with like an asterisk, because I don't always record podcasts one day a week. I'm usually doing like once every 2 weeks, I'm recording a podcast. But almost always every week, I do film YouTube videos once a week. Sometimes I'm only batched one video ahead. Sometimes I'm batched 2. Sometimes I'm batched 3. But I'm always needing new videos. So usually once a week I'm doing that, unless I'm batched so far ahead that I don't need to. But usually if that's the case, I am traveling or something like that, and I wasn't going to film anyway. So I'll sit down. I'll plan them out. I'll sit down like very close to planning them out and script them out. Do some research if I need to do that, all the things. If there's like higher research that I need to do, then I will put that in my calendar. So for instance, I want to talk a little bit about some ChatGPT features that not a lot of people are talking about that are like game changing for business owners, but I am not super well versed in them myself. Like I've played with them and I've had a little fun, but I need to do a little bit more research. So on my calendar, I'm going to put that I need to do a little bit more research. So I might take a day where I do some research for this video down here, because I already have it planned out and I know I need to do that. This video here that's going to go live on the 1st of April is a digital product video. And the reason that that is there is because on April 8th, which is a week later, we are starting a challenge, and I already know that. Like I'm going to do a challenge for digital products. So I need a YouTube video that's going to help me promote that on my YouTube channel. Also a video that's going to do well, and those do well for me. So that's kind of how all of that works. And I literally don't make it complicated. So for instance, this video here, I just filmed today. And so it is ready to edit. And so that's kind of the pull downs that I have, or the statuses that I have, is ideas, sponsored content, in progress, ready to edit, waiting on sponsor, finalized and scheduled, and closed. And so for me, it's ready to edit. And I have by my team there because I used to have videos that my team did and that an agency did, but it's just everything because it's like, okay, it's just ready to edit. I will give it to whomever needs to have it to edit it because it's either me or the editing team. So now it'll turn to yellow, and then when I get it scheduled, it'll go to finalized and scheduled. If we had a sponsor, then it would go to waiting on the sponsor to approve it or whatever the scenario is. So I can look at a glance that the purplish pink ones, they're done. They're done. I don't need anything with them. The yellow ones, they're filmed. They're just not edited. Do I need to do anything with this edit? Do I need to get this content or this, footage to somebody? I don't know. Whatever. The gray ones, okay, those are the ones that I need to film. So when I sit down on my day to film, I know which ones I'm going to film, right? This is also, by the way, where I put anything I want to promote or whatever so that I don't forget that. So for me on this one, that will go live the week before you see this video. I was talking about ManyChat. And right here, I went ahead and typed out my affiliate link for ManyChat so I could make sure I shared that. And then I also have this template here in my notes because I have a ManyChat template, so I can promote that in the video. So if we go down to this video where I'm talking about digital products, I literally have already written promote Digi Product Challenge next week. I don't have any of the details in there yet because we don't have them yet in their entirety and what I need for the video, but I literally will put things like that in there to make sure I don't forget. So to switch over to my podcast calendar, it's the same way here. I literally just put my notes, and then once it is done, I will change the status to ready to edit and write show notes. I am completely hands off from my podcast from that point on. So as soon as it does that, ClickUp actually has an automation thing that I love, and it will do an automation and it will tag my 2 team members to tell them this one is ready to go. So then they'll edit it, put the intros in, make the graphics, upload it, schedule it, all the things. But I plan them out in the exact same way. Like literally, I just take an afternoon, plan out podcast episodes, plan out YouTube videos, we're done. What's really nice too, because I do have a team, is that I may sometimes forget that I don't have podcast episodes recorded or whatever. And my team will be like, hey, so we don't have a podcast episode for next week or the next week or whatever the scenario is, because they know where to go look and see that these are recorded or planned out or whatever. And that's usually just an oversight on my part. But when I'm planning out my week, I do sit down and say, okay, what YouTube videos need to be filmed? What podcast episodes need to be recorded? And I will plan those into my week. So it's usually just if something crazy happens and I just, forgot about something or whatever, that doesn't happen. But my team is then there to pick that up and be like, hey girl, we need a podcast episode. And for me right now with a team, what this looks like is that, again, once a month, I already have it on my calendar. I need to plan my videos, right? Once a month, I need to plan my podcast episodes. There's somewhere once a month that I need to go through and script them all. And then once a week, I go through and see what needs to be filmed, what needs to be recorded, and I pop that into my calendar. After the filming and the recording, most of that is not on my plate because someone else edits my YouTube videos and someone else edits my podcast episode. But if it was, I would just put that into my process too. So I sit down on Sundays and I say, okay, what needs to get done this week? And I structure it in the days and the times that I have. I've actually done a video about that, so I will make sure it's linked above in a card, but also below, because I've done a whole video about how I plan my day, because I'm not a big plan every second of every day person, but I plan in chunks, and it's really nice to be able to kind of see how I do that. If I was a solopreneur, number one, I likely wouldn't be doing a YouTube video and a podcast episode every single week. I just wouldn't. I personally would only be doing YouTube, and the podcast would go to the wayside. I love podcasting so much, but it is not a high converting thing for me. It is not my biggest platform. It is not something that's going to make me millions of dollars. And so it would be the thing that I would let go for sure. Okay, so I would just be doing YouTube, number one. Number two, I would very strategically batch my content. I would have editing days. I would have scripting days, things like that, so that I didn't run up on a wall and constantly be like pushed for time or unable to do anything else, right? So editing a YouTube video is no small feat. It takes a long time. And so for me, what I would do is I would have one filming day a week and one editing day a week, at least every other week, so that I was making sure I was kind of hitting those boxes. But let me tell you about a resource, because I've been using this lately and I absolutely love it. So I have been using, a lot of you have been asking, by the way, who's editing my videos or how I'm doing the editing. I have an editor and we've been trying out a new editing team and it has gone so well. And I love the structure of this company, so I wanted to share it. If any of you are at the point where you can afford an editor and you're like, okay, I need to do that, I want to share that. So I have been using a service called VidPros, and I'll put my affiliate link below in the description, but I think it's heyjessica.com/vidpros. And essentially, you pay $750 per month for 2 hours a day of editing time, and you get a dedicated editor. So like the same editor has been editing for me for months. So it's not like I'm like constantly trying to be like, oh, well, now I need like this editor to figure out this editor's style and blah, blah, blah. And it has worked really well for me. I have had to like purchase 2 packages at times to get videos done or things like that. But 2 hours a day of a dedicated editor for $750 a month is such a good deal, and they are such good editors. I've been highly impressed with the process, with the editors, with the results, everything. So if you're looking to hire that out and you can swing $750 a month, that's what I would recommend. And again, I'll put my affiliate link below because so good, okay? And by the way, if you're not listening to my podcast, what you doing with your life, okay? What are you doing with your life? It is called In Your Earballs. And I love podcasting. I love it so much. I literally like have released a podcast episode a week with little small breaks here and there since 2015. I love it so very much. So if you're not listening, go give it a listen, a look-see, whatever you'd like. It is also a business and marketing podcast, but of course with a little fun sprinkled in, because I wouldn't be me if we didn't do that. I will make sure that is linked below. And do me a favor, share this video with your friends. Share this video with somebody who wants to create content and is like overwhelmed by content or whatever and needs some tips. You can also share it on your Instagram stories or on your community tab on your YouTube channel, but share it with somebody because that's going to help more people get the help that they need. And until next time, bye y'all.